here once again, everyone. So, as we all know by now, the Batgirl movie was cancelled. Apparently, a little while ago, they started doing some funeral screenings for it where, certain people would be able to get to see the movie because apparently WBD is looking to completely erase that movie. What I understand, the directors wanted to get some footage of it so they could try and pirate release it, but apparently WB deleted the footage, and I'm guessing by now they're probably dumping it into a volcano somewhere to get rid of it because, they and all could tell it was absolute and utter crap. However, that being the case, despite the movie having been cancelled, that still doesn't stop the controversy. I have a few things I want to go over in this one, so bear with me. Batgirl actor Ivory Aquino defends cancelled DC film. As much as it has been labeled woke, it simply came together that way because of writing that reflects the world we live in. Now, pretty much she has summed up everything wrong with that film in just that one sentence. That's what she's done. In just that one sentence, she has summed up everything wrong with the film and exactly why it wasn't released. But let me just take a moment to address something. Right? Now, the majority of people, pretty much everyone on Twitter or wherever that is up in arms about Batgirl not being released and talking about Batgirl this and Batgirl that and the other, none of them give a damn whatsoever about Batgirl, about Barbara Gordon, about the story behind her, about the story around her, about what it is, about her character, nothing. They don't care about Barbara Gordon. They don't care about the Batgirl movie because they weren't going to go and watch it to begin with. They weren't going to go and watch it. What they have a problem with is that a brown girl didn't get a chance to go and play Batgirl and have the movie released in cinema. That's it. The majority of things I have seen online, people talking about it, boils down to them claiming racism. That's their entire defense. They claim that the Batgirl movie was not released because of racism. They don't care if the movie was good or not, because even Kevin Smith came out and said that even if the movie was dog shit, they should still release it. They don't care. They don't care. What they care about is the fact that I know a brown girl didn't get a chance to do this. But Barbara Gordon is not brown. Barbara Gordon is a white woman with red hair. And this is not to be racist or anything. This is a fact. This is a fact. The character from the comics has always been depicted as a white woman with red hair. That's it. But you don't want to follow what's in the comics to even make a good movie. No. You wanted to just race swap Barbara Gordon. Send out a Batgirl movie that nobody asked for, nobody liked. I mean, the fans of what little fans DC have remained. Should I put it this way and say the fans of the old DC comics, when things actually used to make sense and it was good, have not spoken out or said a word about this Batgirl movie being cancelled. None of them. They have not said a word. The people who are making the most noise about it are the ones who had no intention of ever going to watch it. They had absolutely no intention of ever going to watch the movie, and here they are making as much flicking noise as possible about this movie. Let me get into this article because I want to go through a few things. A Batgirl actor Ivory Aquino has seemingly admitted that the now-shelved DC film fit all the criteria to be considered woke, though she claims that was not because it was created with any ideological stance in mind. That's exactly what it was created with. But rather because it featured writing that reflects the world we live in. This is not the world that we live in. Let me make that clear before I move on. It's not the world we live in. This is the world some people who live on Twitter believe that we live in. That's not the world we live in. This is not the world we live in. The world we live in doesn't mean that every other person in the world is gay, transsexual, something like that. No, it's a small minority of people who are like that. Okay. Nobody's against, nobody's hating anybody like that. But when you try to shove this to make it seem like, listen, this is exactly how the world is. No, I'm sorry to inform you, that's not how the world is. People live in the world, do their things, do their business. They want good entertainment. But you don't want that, because the majority of these people, they have no problem. The thing about it is that when you look at the Batgirl movie, it spent $90 million on it. They probably had to spend another 90 to 100 million on just marketing and all of that. They decided to cancel it, take a tax write-off, and done. And people up in arms about it. But these so-called activists out there don't care if these companies lose billions of dollars. They don't business, as long as they get their message out there. The show, movie, whatever, could have been absolute crap. They perfectly happy with it, because they believe that they live in this world where everybody uses pronouns, everybody's race swapped, everybody's gay, everybody's trans, everybody's all kind of. It doesn't work like that. We've seen these things fail in comics, fail on the small screen, fail on the big screen, but you wouldn't stop. Prior to the film's cancellation, the transgender Aquino was set to portray the similarly identified best friend of Batgirl's title character, Alicia Yeoh. Created by Gail Simone and artist Adrian Syaf, Yeoh was introduced into DC Comics canon and eventually confirmed as transgender during the pair's run on the 4th volume of Batgirl. Yeah, this is it. Here she with a rainbow-colored bat, baseball bat, and a mask and thing. The character never took off. People were never interested in it. I don't think they ever did anything again with the character whatsoever at all. Understand? It made no sense going forward. The thing at all. So let's get into what she had to say. Aquino provided this insight into Batgirl's apparent direction while speaking to her feelings regarding the film's cancellation in a Twitter-published open letter penned to Warner Brothers Discovery CEO David Zaslav. Taking to the social media platform after learning of the film's rumored funeral screenings and the possibility afterward that the film footage would be destroyed. So here's what she wrote. Dear Mr. Zaslav, I just read an article about supposed funeral screenings of Batgirl and the possibility afterward that the film footage would be destroyed. If this is the case, as one of the many who poured our hearts into the making of this movie, I ask that this measure be reconsidered. As much as I've tried my best to be strong these past few weeks, I'd find myself crying, here we go, for lack of a better term, from grief, and tonight was one of those nights. As much as Batgirl has been labeled a woke film, it simply came together that way because of writing that reflects the world we live in. So you've literally, in that one sentence, summed up everything wrong with the film and why it has to be and why it was cancelled. And you come out here saying that you've been crying and all of this stuff, and you're trying to elicit some kind of sympathy going forward. For me, more than anything, it is a father-daughter story which hits close to home, as my dad passed a year ago, shortly before I booked this project, and I was hoping it would resonate with other children. Okay, well, I am very sorry, and you have my deepest condolences on the passing of your father. I am truly, truly sorry about that. But that does not in any way reflect to what this is supposed to be a father-daughter story. It doesn't reflect anything like that to me. Let's continue reading, maybe we'll find out. Grown and not so grown, who hold their fathers in the highest esteem and who could see Batgirl as a story of that special bond. I found myself not being able to talk about this ordeal with anyone. I realized that no one apart from those involved with the film would truly understand what we're feeling. And talking about it with my castmates, I feel might be akin to rubbing salt on a still open wound. My heart goes out to Leslie Grace and our beloved directors and entire crew and cast who spent months dedicating their all to this endeavor. Leslie checked in on me the day we found out of the shelving and only had words of comfort and support. I dared not ask since if she spent nights holding back tears like I have, because she has had to be the face of our Batgirl family and has had to put on a brave face as a way of taking care of us the way she gracefully steered our film. Tonight I finally got to talk with a dear friend here about these intense feelings, who shared with me an anecdote which helped provide inspiration for this letter to you. They said the head of a company is like one large cog at top. Okay, you know what? I'm not going through all of that. I'm just going to stick with what I've said. Now, again, as I say, I'm sorry to hear about your father's passing. My deepest condolences. But that has nothing to do overall with the fact of whether this was a good movie or not. There have been movies that have flopped. There have been movies that have never seen the light of day a number of times. The whole reason this movie continues to get any traction for being cancelled is because, yes, they had already pretty much finished it and it had 90 million involved in it, but mostly because people want to call racism. But you yourself have summed up everything wrong with this movie in this one sentence. As much as Batgirl has been labeled a woke film, it simply came together that way because of writing that reflects the world we live in. So you're admitting that the film was woke, and the film is woke. You're admitting that. And you know that this is something I have said, maybe this is something that they're realizing in Hollywood. The woke culture cannot survive. When you keep making films that have no substance to them, they have no story, the characters are bland, everything is just badly written, and all you try to sell is just the name, you figure that's going to be enough, but it isn't. And people are seeing that. And this is why time after time these movies continue to fail, these TV shows continue to fail, the comics are failing. DC Comics is in a total mess right now because of the crap that they continue to do. And here you are actually acting like this is supposed to be a good thing. It's not. You're saying that, it's simply because it's been labeled as woke, but it simply came together that way because of writing that reflects the world we live in. This is not the world we live in. Believe it or not, the majority of people in this world don't live in this world, in this woke world that these people seem to live in. You all live on Twitter and figure that you keep to your little bubbles and figure this is everything that needs to be in there, but no. People want good entertainment. The movie was not that way. I didn't say that. People went and looked at the movie and said it was terrible. And the only reason people want the movie released is because why? They're claiming racism, because that is what they do. If something is not a bad idea from the beginning, they don't want to hear that. They hide behind all sorts of things, whether it be racism, homophobia, you name it. But it doesn't matter. The movie was not good. It was cancelled. This character that she was supposed to play never went over well in the comics. You haven't seen or heard about this character at all, because why? It was a woke character that they put in to push some kind of transgender objective. That's all these characters have to themselves. Empty transphobia, whatever, that is it. Once you take that away, they are completely shallow. So, regardless of what anybody may have to say, my dear, you yourself have actually come out and admit the movie is woke, and that is exactly why it was cancelled. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you have a different opinion, I'd love to hear it. If you like the video, be sure to hit that thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Ring the notification bell. Be notified every time I put out a new video. I shall see you all next time. Take care.